Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time we're looking at Apple's latest financial results. And they just announced their fiscal 2025 first quarter results. And these cover the holiday season ending December 28th, 2024. Now, you might be thinking, oh, another earnings report, how exciting. But trust me, this one is worth taking a closer look at. Apple just had their biggest quarter ever.
Yeah, it's true. These numbers, they cover the holiday season. A time when people are generally spending more, but Apple still managed to surpass pretty much all expectations.
So let's get into the numbers here. They brought in a massive $124.3 billion in revenue. That's a 4% increase from last year. And get this, it's a brand new all-time record for the company.
And that 4% growth is particularly noteworthy when you consider the current economic climate. A lot of tech companies out there are facing challenges, but Apple seems to be in a league of its own.
So what drove this crazy growth? Was it all the shiny new iPhones everyone was waiting for?
Well, it's not just about one product. Apple's success is really a combination of a few factors.
Yeah.
They've got a super loyal customer base, a very strong brand reputation, and they just continue to innovate across their product and service offerings.
Right, and let's not forget about their services like Apple Music, Apple TV, plus WAD. These are becoming a bigger and bigger part of Apple's business overall.
Absolutely. And you know, it's interesting. Apple announced a record high installed base of active devices. So that means that more people than ever before are using Apple products, which is a really positive sign for their future.
Okay, so we've got record revenue, a thriving services business, a growing base of users. But there's something else in the press release that I wanted to ask you about. Tim Cook mentioned something called Apple Intelligence. It sounds pretty futuristic.
Yeah, Apple Intelligence is definitely intriguing from what we can tell so far. It seems like some kind of AI-powered technology that's designed to make our experiences with Apple products even more personal.
So it's not like a physical product that you can hold in your hand. It's more like a behind-the-scenes engine, making things smarter.
Exactly. Think of it as like a layer of intelligence woven into the fabric of Apple's ecosystem. It's constantly learning from your usage patterns, from your preferences, to try to create a more tailored and intuitive experience.
So almost like having a personal assistant who knows your habits and can anticipate your needs.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Let's say you use Apple Music every morning for your workout. Apple Intelligence could learn this pattern and then automatically start playing your favorite playlist as soon as you connect your AirPods.
That makes a lot of sense. And in the press release, Tim Cook said that Apple Intelligence will be available in more languages starting this April. Why is expanding the language support so important?
Well, language is a fundamental part of how we interact with technology. By making Apple Intelligence accessible in more languages, Apple is essentially opening up its benefits to a much wider audience.
So it's about more than just translating words. It's about making the technology itself understand and adapt to different languages and cultures.
Exactly. This could be a game changer for users who speak languages other than English. It could also open up possibilities for developers to create more localized and personalized apps and experiences.
Now, before we dive even deeper into the world of Apple Intelligence and what it means for the future, let's talk about Apple's dividend announcement.
Right. They're giving back $0.25 per share to their shareholders, payable on February 13, 2025. This consistent dividend payout is a strong signal of Apple's financial health and their commitment to rewarding their investors.
Okay, so we've covered the impressive financials, record revenue, strong growth, and a healthy dividend payout. But I'm curious to hear what you think this means for Apple overall.
Well, I think Apple's continued success is a testament to their ability to stay ahead of the curve. They've consistently delivered innovative products and services, and they've cultivated a brand that resonates with people all over the world.
But let's be real. They're not without their challenges, right? The tech world is constantly evolving, and competition is fierce.
Of course, every company faces challenges. But Apple is known for its strategic approach and its ability to adapt. They're investing heavily in research and development. They're exploring new technologies, and they're constantly refining their product ecosystem.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And they seem to be pretty good at navigating the complex global landscape, from supply chain issues to economic fluctuations.
Absolutely. They've shown remarkable resilience, and they just continue to deliver impressive results. But it will be interesting to see how they keep this momentum in the face of evolving consumer demands and emerging technologies.
All right, so we've got a pretty solid understanding of Apple's current position, but now I really want to explore this Apple Intelligence thing in more detail. What do we actually know about it, beyond the basic concept?
Well, from what Tim Cook hinted at in that press release, Apple Intelligence seems to be all about personalization and improving how you interact with your Apple devices and services. It's likely powered by some combination of artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning algorithms, or ML.
Okay, maybe a little ELI 5 here. What exactly is the difference between AI and ML, and how do they play into this whole Apple intelligence thing?
Sure. So think of AI as the big umbrella, the
Mhm.
overall concept of machines being able to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence.
Mm.
ML, on the other hand, is a subset of AI that focuses on teaching computers to learn from data
Mm-hmm.
without being explicitly programmed. So with Apple Intelligence, it's probably using ML algorithms to analyze your data,
Yeah.
the apps you use, the music you listen to, even just how you navigate through your phone,
Yeah.
and then uses that information to personalize your experience.
So Apple Intelligence is constantly learning from your behavior and adapting to your preferences. It's kind of like having a digital twin that anticipates your needs.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's all about creating a more seamless and intuitive experience. For example, imagine you're planning a trip. Apple Intelligence could analyze your calendar, your location history, maybe even your browsing habits to suggest travel destinations, flight options, even restaurants you might enjoy at your destination. It's about connecting the dots and making things easier and more enjoyable for you.
That's what I call smart technology. But earlier, we talked about the expanded language support coming in April. How does that tie into the personalization aspect?
That's a key piece of the puzzle. Language is more than just words. It's a reflection of culture, context, and individual expression. By making Apple Intelligence fluent in more languages, Apple can tailor its suggestions and responses to your specific linguistic and cultural nuances, making it feel even more personalized and relevant to you.
So it's not just about translating words, it's about understanding the meaning and intent behind those words in different languages.
Exactly. It's about bridging linguistic and cultural divides to create a truly global and inclusive experience. Imagine a world where technology seamlessly adapts to your language and understands your cultural context, regardless of where you are or what language you speak. That's the potential of Apple Intelligence.
That's a pretty powerful vision. It makes me think about all the possibilities for things like education, communication, even just global understanding.
Absolutely. Apple Intelligence could completely revolutionize
Yeah.
how we learn languages, interact with people from different cultures, and access information from around the world. The possibilities are huge.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential upsides, but let's be realistic for a minute. Are there any potential downsides or concerns we should consider with this kind of technology?
Well, like any powerful tool,
Mm.
it's important to use it responsibly. Apple Intelligence relies on collecting and analyzing a lot of personal data to make those personalized recommendations of experiences. So data privacy and security are super important. Apple has to be transparent about what data they're collecting, how they're using it, and what measures they have in place to protect your information.
That's a really good point. And something that's always on people's minds when it comes to tech. What are they doing to ensure that our data stays private and secure?
Well, Apple has always emphasized user privacy as a core value. They've implemented various security measures, like on-device processing and differential privacy techniques, to try to minimize the amount of personal data
Mm-hmm.
that's collected and shared. They also give users control over their data in privacy settings. It's a complex issue, but it's encouraging to see companies like Apple really taking user privacy seriously.
So it sounds like they are taking steps in the right direction. But with
Huh.
something as powerful as Apple Intelligence, it's important to stay informed and make conscious choices about our data and how it's being used.
Definitely. It's about finding the right balance between the benefits of personalized technology and the importance of protecting our privacy. It's a conversation that we as users need to be a part of.
Okay, so we've delved into the what and the how of Apple Intelligence, but let's step back for a second and consider the why. What is Apple's ultimate goal with this technology? What's the bigger picture?
Well, I think Apple Intelligence is really a key part of their vision for the future. They want to create an ecosystem where technology kind of anticipates your needs, seamlessly integrates into your life, and empowers you to just do more. It's about making technology work for you, not the other way around.
That makes sense. It seems like they're moving away from just selling individual products and more towards creating a more holistic and personalized experience for their users.
Right. Think of it as shifting from like a product-centric approach
Yeah.
to a user-centric one. It's about understanding your needs, your habits, even your aspirations, to create technology that actually enhances your life.
Okay, so we've got record-breaking financials, this fascinating new technology called Apple Intelligence, and a glimpse into Apple's vision for the future. So where do you think this all puts Apple in the next 5 years? Any predictions?
Well, predicting the future is always tough,
Mhm.
especially in the world of tech. But based on what we're seeing now, I think it's safe to say that Apple's going to continue to push the boundaries of innovation across hardware, software, and services. They're not going to rest on their laurels, that's for sure.
I mean, they've always been known for their sleek designs and those cutting-edge features. But what about entirely new product categories? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, there are always those rumors swirling around
Yeah.
about Apple entering new markets like augmented reality or virtual reality, even the automotive industry. Whether those rumors become reality, well, that remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, Apple's not afraid to take risks and explore new frontiers.
It's exciting to think about what they might come up with next.
Definitely. And whatever direction they choose, I think we can expect them to continue prioritizing user experience, design, and innovation. They've set a high bar for themselves and for the whole industry.
All right, so to wrap things up, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Apple's incredible financial performance, the intriguing potential of Apple Intelligence, and a peek into their vision for the future. So what are your big takeaways? What stood out to you?
I think it's just a really interesting time for Apple. They're at the forefront of this technological revolution, and they're shaping how we interact with the digital world. It'll be fascinating to see how their innovations unfold and how they impact our lives going forward.
I completely agree. And for all of you listening, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Apple Intelligence? Is it a positive development, or do you have concerns about the implications?
And here's one final thought to ponder. Given Apple's history of innovation and their clear focus on creating this more personalized and intuitive technological experience, where do you see the relationship between humans and technology going in the next 5 years? Will technology become even more integrated into our lives, or will we see a shift towards a more mindful and intentional use of technology?
That's a great question to leave everyone with. It's definitely a conversation worth having, and we encourage you to keep exploring these ideas. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Apple's world. Until next time, stay curious.